All right, welcome to that Synth Show, man. We got another special episode. We got the SOMA Labs, MESSEIVER, MESSEIVER. And this thing, I think, is going to blow your friggin' mind, because it blew my mind. It takes a lot to blow my mind. Maybe it doesn't take a lot to blow my mind, but this thing here, when I watched the video this morning and then I read about it, I was like, wow. This is one of these special things that I don't think you can get this type of sound from anywhere else, man. And we're going to explain it to you. It basically takes all the radio stations everywhere in the world, combines them into one, and just creates this very weird, kind of eerie soundscape, man. So let's get into it, because it's very, very, very cool. Let's go with that Synth Show, baby. Whoa. All right, man. So I know what you're thinking. You're looking at it. You're like, Samurai, man, what's this, man? You're showing us just some wooden box. Is this another one of your, oh, this is the greatest thing ever? No, man. This is probably the greatest thing ever in its category. Because you know why? Because it's the only thing in its category. All right? This is the SOMA Labs MESSEIVER. So let's get right down to business. This here, they say, I'll go right off the site. It's an irrational device for exploring the world of primal, wild radio reception, the way it was first experienced by the pioneers of radio communication, which is interesting, man. If you think about it, back in the day, you're picking up all these different radio stations, you got sounds coming in and out, you've been in your car, man, you're driving at night and you're like, damn, and you start listening to like Biggie, Juicy, and it's just pumping and you're in the groove, and then suddenly it starts fading into this weird orchestra and you're like, ah, and you go to change it and you're like, maybe I'll just keep this on because it's kind of weird, and you get stuck between these two vibes, these two frequencies, this hip hop beat with this orchestra blending together. And although it's incongruent, it's intriguing, and that's what this device does. It's a shortwave receiver that is capable of receiving different stations from all around the Earth. Its peculiarity is that it doesn't have the classic input tuning circuit, which lets you select a single station. Instead, it captures a big part of the radio ether as it is. And the ethers are kind of an interesting thing. If you haven't looked into the ether, you should look into what the ether actually is, because it is arguably the most powerful thing on the planet. But anyway, this way you can listen to many radio stations all at once from around the globe. The set of stations that you can hear, the loudness, and the sound are defined by the numbers of constantly changing global natural parameters: weather, solar activity, cosmic particles, clouds, and dozens of other phenomena define radio waves propagation, turning the world into a global DJ that makes a unique mix of radio stations. All right, this is cool, man. So I got a demo video loaded up here. Let me just bump on over. All right, this is from SOMA Labs website. You know, get over there and subscribe. SOMA Labs, before we get into this, just SOMA, if you don't know, this is the company that brought you the products like the Lyra 4. The legendary products, you know? Look at this. The Terra, the Flux, the Pulsar 23, the Meta Conformer. I mean, there's just the Ornament 8, the Rumble of Ancient Times, Rot, the Enter, the Divina, the Cosmos. This pedal I want to pick up, but let's just get, oh yeah, and don't forget the Lyra 8, which is supposed to be one of the most epic drone machines of all time, but it just takes a bit of getting used to. All right, so let's check the video out.
MESSEIVER.
I'm in love with it already. Just hearing those sounds, I'm in love with it. I gotta start the video over. All sounds in this video are mixes and soundscapes captured by the MESSEIVER and recorded with a microphone directly from its speaker, as is, without layering the track. So all this is just coming in all at once. It's insane. That's what I'm going to do with it too. I'm going to stick it in the backyard just like that.
MESSEIVER is an irrational device for exploring the world of primal, wild radio reception, the way it was first experienced by the pioneers of radio communication. MESSEIVER is a shortwave receiver that is capable of receiving different stations from all around the Earth. Its peculiarity is that it doesn't have the classic input tuning circuit, which lets you select a single station.
It just looks friggin' awesome too, man. It looks so cool. Imagine someone popping over to your crib and you're chilling or whatever, and they're like, "Man, what's that, Samurai?" And you're like, "Dude, let me turn this thing on for you. It's gonna blow your mind." They're like, "Turn it on." They'll be like, "Oh, dude, what's going on, man? There's so much going on there." And because your first instinct is like, "I can't listen to that." But then when you relax and you focus, and suddenly it's almost meditative. You're starting to hear. It's crazy. I'm crazy for it. I'm getting it.
Instead, it captures a big part of radio ether as it is. This way you can listen to many radio stations at once from around the globe. The set of stations that you can hear, their loudness and sound, are defined by numbers of global natural parameters. For the waves to pass from a radio station to MESSEIVER, they take a long and complex route, every single step and component influencing the signal level that reaches MESSEIVER. Since the Earth is round, in order to go around it to cover large distances,
Did he just say the Earth is round? That's debatable.
radio waves are repeatedly reflected from the layers of the Earth crust and the ionosphere. This process is influenced by solar activity, fluxes of cosmic particles and radiation. Waves are reflected, dispersed, diffracted in clouds, rain, dust accumulations, hot and cold air boundaries, and even flocks of birds. When they reach space,
Or flocks of seagulls.
radio waves are reflected from the Moon and even the nearest planets, and return to Earth with shifts and delays, creating interference, echoes, and other phenomena. Thus, the radio reception process is a very complicated,
I mean, not only are they giving you a synthesizer, they're giving you an absolute science class here. This is amazing. I'm in love with it.
constantly changing organism full of mystery.
I know what you're gonna say. What are you gonna use this for, man? Especially synth punk. What are you gonna use this? This ain't no instrument. Blah 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 blah. This is special because nothing else is doing this anywhere. That's why it's cool. That's why I like SOMA Labs, because they do really, really interesting stuff, man. And their stuff looks awesome. And it sounds awesome too.
With MESSEIVER, signals from radio stations become ocean waves, rising and falling, breathing with all those global and local phenomena. The result is a wonderful mix of multitudes of languages, sounds and meanings, mixed together by an invisible, non-human, cosmic DJ.
Yes.
And that mix is exclusively for you. It only exists here and now, defined by MESSEIVER's location, its settings, the antennas connected, and all the sum of phenomena defining the wave's propagation. Actually, you are not listening to news or music, but observing a living, breathing Earth and space. MESSEIVER is a perfect ambient device that allows you to touch the inexplicable global phenomena.
So like that other day we were talking about the demon box. The demon box is kind of creepy and weird. Not into it at all, especially not into the name of it. This here, the MESSEIVER, Messiah, MESSEIVER, receiver. I kind of feel like this is on a little more of a positive vibe than that dirty old demon box.
Which guide our being. Let's enjoy MESSEIVER soundscapes while watching photos from the early radio era.
Wow, you hear a little Coldplay in there?
We pray, Father, that we might not only continue to have the blessings that we have been given so wonderfully, the spiritual blessings, having this word that we have just read, when many have not heard it, and many do not have it in their possession, and we have it not only as the Jews had it, but even more, having the gospel.
There's some like sermon going on in the background. There's Coldplay coming in. There's like a Japanese Zen garden vibe. Can you hear all this stuff, or is this just me? Am I losing my mind?
In the epistles, having the book of Acts, and all that was done in a mighty way by thy word and spirit through the apostles.
I feel like this was brought out to counter the demon box. I really do. I feel like, you know, certain things happen in life, you know, angels, demons, light, dark. The demon box comes out now. The MESSEIVER comes out. It's just, this is interesting. Anyways, the video is super cool. You guys go check it out here. I'm going to throw it down the links. I don't want to listen to the whole 18 minutes of it. I already watched most of it, and I'm going to listen to it again. But I'll tell you what. Let me jump over here and see if we got a price on this beauty. Specs, demo, description. Let's check out the description. See what we got. There might be another demo video. All right, let's check out, see if they got any more demos or it's just that one. Because if it's only that one, yeah, interesting. Price availability is what we want. Fill in the form, net price. MESSEIVER will be available for purchase in 2 months. At the moment, you can fill out the form below and join the waiting list. Also, you can buy MESSEIVER by writing us an email. Cool, can do it old school. Before purchasing MESSEIVER, read carefully the manual. Be sure that your device fits your purposes. Purchase product, blah, 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 blah. No price yet. I guess I'm going to have to write them and see what's going on because I actually... Oh, there it is. 560 euros. That's cool. That's not bad. I mean, for a crazy piece of interesting technology like this, the only thing that would annoy me if I got something like this is if it showed up at the house, I turned it on, and then all I got was static. You know, that would kind of, I'd be pissed off. But other than that, this thing is gorgeous, man. I'm in love with it. I think as far as different kinds of sound products go and devices to create something, the fact that this, I think it makes me relax. When I'm listening to those radio shows, I'm relaxing, I'm focusing, I'm trying to hear what's coming in and out, and that white noise static almost like really chills me out. Not like I need to relax, I'm a pretty relaxed dude, contrary to popular thought, but this is very cool, man. So, SOMA Labs, the MESSEIVER, I think I'm gonna get in line and maybe try to get this thing. I don't know if I got the funds, but by the time it comes out, I might be able to put together some scratch. But yeah, I really like the MESSEIVER, man. You guys tell me what you think down in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. Let me know for sure. But the SOMA Labs MESSEIVER is something very, very special. And it's way better than that nasty old demon box that I seen come out. Anyways, that's that Synth Show. We'll be back later. Sloop, sloop.